These are the new Powerbeats Pro, and I know this isn't the first review you're probably seeing on these. It has been a while. The reason why I didn't initially review this was because of these, the Samsung Galaxy Buds. Now, I got the Galaxy Buds right when these came out. They were a promotional offer with the S10 I bought, and they came pretty late, so I decided to hold off on buying these until I had a chance to experience those and get a feeling for them. So that was the idea behind me not buying these immediately. But I think it's been a long enough time that I can finally just go to and try these out now. So these are, of course, the Powerbeats Pro from Beats. They are completely wireless earphones. They come in 4 colors, but right now you can only buy them in black. It's going to be a little bit before the other colors come out. They say they're coming out in summer, so they're probably not too far away, a couple weeks at most maybe, but I do think that it'll be interesting to compare these to not only the Samsung Galaxy Buds, but the Beats X that I've been using for the longest time, and they have been my favorite wireless earphones. They were the ones that converted me to wireless. They made me believe in wireless because for the longest time, you know, I just been sticking to the wired earphones, and then once I tried the Beats X and I got a feel for what good wireless earphones could be like, I honestly just never went back. So here it is, Powerbeats Pro. Looks a pretty standard box. You know, it is quite big compared to the box of the Galaxy Buds I got, but of course makes sense. This is going to be a larger product, so the box kind of pulls off like this. And of course you have the Beats packaging, you know, pretty high quality, so the Beats logo embossed right up here. I'm sorry about my camera, it just keeps going haywire over there. So the Beats logo embossed there, and another box, of course, and here they are, right, sitting on top. Wow, these are heavy, okay. And they're massive. Okay. I knew they were pretty big, but I just had no idea how heavy they were going to be, too. So look at it next to the Galaxy Buds. It's almost, you know, it's crazy. You could probably fit 2 Galaxy Buds in one span of these Powerbeats. That's crazy. So let's see what else comes in this box. So you got, of course, black lightning cable to charge these up. So these aren't wireless, which is one disappointment. I really wish this would wirelessly charge. It would just be so much more convenient, but you know, it is what it is. It really just doesn't come with much more. Few warranty information, quick user guide, sticker. Here we have the Beats Powerbeats with the cable. Okay, let me pull that cable away, and you get 3 different sets of ear tips. So there are no wings or anything else. I'm guessing that's because they already have hooks, so there's no point in adding additional ear hooks like they have with other Beats or Galaxy Buds. So let me just open this up. So okay, opens up, heft. So inside it says to pair, keep earphones in case. So I guess you can't pair these unless they're not in the case. So right there, let me pull up my phone and see if oh, there we go, right off the bat, Powerbeats Pro, connect. That's it. That's done. 71% charge in the case and 73% charge on the earphones themselves. Now, I think this would be a good time to talk to you about the battery and the power situation. So this does provide 9 hours of listening time just on the Buds alone. So if you just have these, they will provide you 9 hours. So that's pretty much any flight you could take in the continental US. You're good to go on these. Whereas they do give you 24 hours of charging time with the case. So these do have very fast charging as well. So you shouldn't have an issue for most flights with these. A very cool thing is that it does charge up very quickly. So 5 minutes of charging will give you an hour and a half of playback when the battery is low. So that's always really helpful. These Buds are also kind of they can be standalone. You have power and volume options on both of these Buds. So they have the same kind of buttons, and you can switch using both, which is actually very convenient, you know, depending on which hand is free and how it's being used. You can really just, you know, it provides you a lot of flexibility. And in the gym, I can see that being very valuable. Now, the case, it looks a little complicated. Okay, let me just try. So, okay, that's so. How you have to put them back in is with the end like this, and then it goes in. All right, it does stay in. It won't fall out. So even if I flip it and shake it, definitely not falling out, which is a good thing. Very positive. The one thing I am noticing though is that the lid is kind of. Oh, actually no. Okay, so it doesn't have a kind of snapping lock like the AirPods and the Galaxy Buds do. So the Galaxy Buds, when I open them, it'll kind of flap around, but then it does have this last click where it won't. It kind of clicks into place and stays there, which is nice. But this has a little bit of a more advanced hinge where it kind of, wherever you open it to, it kind of stays there and it won't close. It kind of just locks in there, which is super cool. So right now it's just kind of, it does flap around a little bit, but it is locked in over here. And I can pull it open to as much as I want and keep it there, which is actually very convenient, very good. I like it, but I do wish the hinge didn't have this much play in it. But it is what it is. Now, the one thing that does concern me about these is that the price is quite a lot higher than the Galaxy Buds. So they're $110 more expensive than the Galaxy Buds. And the real question will be whether or not these will be worth it, especially considering you can get truly wireless earbuds for much cheaper. What I want to figure out is if they do provide this $110 worth of value. Okay, so I've given the Powerbeats Pro a few minutes. I've tried them on. I've messed with these earbuds, try to get the right fit and everything. Just turns out that the ones that came on ended up fitting me the best anyways. But the one thing I will tell you is that similar to the Galaxy Buds, when I first put them in, they were quite uncomfortable. It took me kind of fidgeting around, turning them in, twisting them to find my comfortable spot there. But once they were in and I got settled in, they were actually really comfortable. And one thing I will tell you is I cannot seem to just kind of get them off, kind of trying to get them loose, shaking my head, trying to do anything I could that would try to loosen them out. Didn't happen. Now, the real test will definitely be when I get to the gym and there's a lot more movement involved. There are different types of movement where the headphones, the Galaxy Buds do a really good job for me of not falling out, but there are certain instances where it starts to become loose and starts to kind of fall out, but I have more than enough time to kind of just plop it and make sure it's fastened back and kind of tighten back in there. Surprisingly enough, when it comes to quality, sound quality, I didn't notice much of a difference between the Galaxy Buds and the Powerbeats Pro. The one convenient thing for sure is having the volume controls here. You just don't have these on the Galaxy Bud. What you could do is maybe the touchpad is there, so you could set it to be volume up, volume down, but then you don't have the play pause function. So you only have one feature on the Galaxy over here, but you can. There is long press as well, but then long press you can either have it for volume or for Siri or voice control or Google Assistant, whatever. So it's really nice to have dedicated volume buttons on both earbuds. So whichever hand is free when you're working out, it's not it's a toss up between which hand might be free or not, or which one where you can allow yourself movement to adjust volume or change tracks. It's really nice to have controls on both of them. Now, when it comes to putting it back in the case, I will tell you one thing. I think the case one is very massive. This is something that definitely you'd want to keep in a bag, not in in your pocket. You can put it in your pocket, but I would not recommend it. Another thing is that putting them back in the charging case is it's pretty good. The magnets are quite strong, so even from a decent distance away, they do start to pull in with magnetic force, and they're in. But it will take you a little bit of time to kind of get to know which way to put them in to get the right motion in there. Otherwise, first impression speaking, these are really good, but my end here has to be that I don't see if they're $110 good just yet. They might be. They might prove themselves to be. But for right now, these are definitely what I'd say is that if you're dead set on them, great headphones. But if you're looking at value as well, give me a few more weeks to review this. From my initial impressions, I just cannot find $110 worth of difference between the Galaxy Buds and the Powerbeats Pro. That being said, I'm going to wrap it up, guys. If you have any questions about the Galaxy Buds, the Powerbeats Pro or the Galaxy Buds, feel free to ask down in the comments below. I will definitely try to do a comparison video where I talk about both and tell you the pros and cons of each and which one I prefer. But it'll take me a little bit of time since I want to test these properly before I make any verdict. Because often I've noticed, especially with these headphones, you definitely need to give them a little bit of time and get to know them, because that's when you start to find out some of the more indiscrepant features or issues that don't pop up very easily. Once again, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.